All right. How is everybody doing? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Echo Chamber. I don't know about you guys, but I've been a little out of touch with the news lately. I've been working. Have you guys been working? Let's get caught up together. LA has a lot going on. Let's talk about that. Let's think about that. I've just broad typed in Los Angeles on TikTok and just thought we'd doom scroll together for a little bit. Happy Father's Day, by the way. All you daddies out there. I myself am a daddy. Say what up in the comments if you're a daddy. Welcome to our day. So this is so the National Guard came in and actually were using crowd suppressant rounds and stuff. Oh my gosh. Okay. Gnarly. This is from NBC LA. Okay. Whoa. A police car in flames.
I've been telling y'all not to check your city because it will freak you.
Holy cow, they're throwing bricks at the police.
Whoa.
Holy cow, they're throwing bricks at the police.
If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead. We're not going to...
Whoa. That's a pretty serious threat. Starting the show hot today, guys. Oh, whoa. Okay. All right. Carrying on. Holy cow.
play. This has got to stop.
My only question to all of this is, while all of this is going on, we about to have a Trump parade.
Yeah. Okay. That's been the most
let's be for real.
confusing thing for me too. Like, wait,
what
so
the fuck is going on?
again, hello guys. Come on in. Say what's up in the chat. Catching up on the news. Been working. Don't know if you guys have been working, but been busy doing average human normal things. And the world is on fire. America's protesting in sideways, and Trump tried to have some kind of military parade in the midst of these LA protests, which and just kind of turned into nationwide anti-ICE protests, which then appeared to turn into just anti-Trump protests. This is kind of getting wild, but let's just go through it together and see what we find. Again, say what's up in the chat. If you care for the president, I don't care.
What is going on?
I personally don't like
what is going on?
war criminals
This nigga that said
or president.
They not playing. They straight killing people. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They straight killing people. In so many words, all that shit. He just basically said, "I'm telling they ass to kill." The fuck? He said, "I'm telling they ass to kill," and I get it. Like,
That's
they,
crazy.
So while most Americans were watching headlines overseas, Iran quietly issued a direct nuclear threat against the United States. And then just hours later,
I heard about this one. That's got this whole Israel Iraq stuff has got me spooked. What up, Alley Cats? Yo, I just noticed your chat. Hey, Allie, how have you been? The Discord's open. I'm in the live smoking and swearing channel in the Discord. I'm going to try to overhaul it to just like one video channel, one chat channel soon, and just strip everything down. But hey. Oh, cool. Thank you. I've been trying to get some kind of interesting set vibe going on for a minute. Thank you so much. Again, feel free to hop in the chat. Echo Chamber is this is like a podcast where we kind of just scheme up other streams, go down rabbit holes together, get caught up on the news. It's my new low viewership live thing. But okay, back to the nukes in Iran. We got threatened openly, which this is about to get crazy. I'm pretty weirded out by it, but I mean, just the news is what it is. Let's just.
An illegal
He
immigrant
seems to be on it.
previously deported was arrested in Los Angeles for
Ecoma
throwing a
953 on
Molotov
TikTok.
cocktail at law enforcement officers. You heard that right, guys. A man who wasn't even supposed to be in this country just tried to murder U.S. police officers on our own streets while a foreign regime threatens to vaporize our bases abroad. Now, what if I told you this isn't just a coincidence? What if I told you guys that the chaos that you're seeing in our cities right now and the threats abroad are strategically aligned, and we're being lied to about both of them? So in today's video, I'm going to show you how ICE, how DHS, and the U.S. military are being deployed right now, not to stop riots, but to brace for something worse, okay?
Whoa. Yeah, right, Allie? What? Let's go down this rabbit hole with this gentleman. This is great. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, like any good person viewing some content, you hit that follow. You hit that follow, and you go back to your video, and you hit that like. All right, boom, liked and followed. Let's keep watching this. Let's go. Tell me more.
We're just seeing the beginning of this, guys. We're going to expose what Mayor Karen Bass, Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, and Governor Gavin Newsom of California did not tell you. Why President Trump is suddenly losing confidence in diplomacy,
Yikers
and
Island.
unfortunately, the chilling truth about what Iran just moved in from China. Now, if you think America's safe right now, think again, guys, because while our leaders play politics, America is under attack. And by the end of today's video, you're going to see exactly how deep this thing goes. So let's get started. I want to start with what the media tried to downplay, but what should have been breaking news in every household across this country. They try to downplay it. By the way, if you appreciate the daily news updates, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Because while people were distracted by staged sound bites and celebrity drama, Iran's defense minister looked the United States in the face and threatened war. Not just symbolic, not a drill. He said, and I quote, "If a conflict is imposed on us, all U.S. bases are within our reach, and we will boldly target them." That's not some saber rattling. That is a battlefield declaration, and this just came as nuclear negotiations were collapsing. Now, here's the kicker, guys. Iran did not stop there. They promised a proportionate response if attacked, which, coming from a regime that calls us the big Satan, that should raise every alarm. But it gets worse. Because just 24 hours later, President Trump went public. And for the first time, he admitted he's no longer confident that we're going to reach a peaceful deal with Iran. Think about that, guys. The man who's known for cutting.
What do they have on us? I mean, millions in deals and minerals and oil and all kinds of business interests and developmental interest. And if we're talking about our current president personally, I would imagine, I haven't even looked this up, I would imagine they rent space in some kind of Trump-owned property, much like China did with Trump Tower during his first term. There's a hella big conflict of interest here and a really weird tug and push and pull on resources, which is kind of freaky. I don't see a way of without this just escalating into further conflict with us involved. I would imagine, again, it's going to be somehow we're going to watch the guy who ran on part of his platform was, I'm going to bring some people home. It seemed like he was successful in bringing people home, even, strategic resources be damned. Like, and I did. I did like that about the first term, but you know, again, it's a yin and yang with this guy. Like most presidents and war criminals, it's you know, you might get an act of mercy, an act of grace, and then you see something that's like, oh no, well now we have the justification for him to send twice as many people overseas than the administration that he said that he was fighting and that he was gonna eliminate the forces. So I don't know. Yeah, F and Trump. I don't know. This one's just gonna keep getting squirrelier and squirrelier. Let's kind of keep doom scrolling and go down the rabbit hole a little more.
Protesters have taken over Los Angeles, with at least 56 people arrested this weekend as they rallied against Donald Trump's nationwide immigration raids. Authorities declared downtown LA
Hold on. We're going to give Daily Mail a follow
an unlawful
and a like,
assembly area and ordered anyone in the vicinity to leave immediately as they deployed rubber bullets and tear gas on demonstrators. Rioters have set driverless Waymo cars on fire, looted stores, and created blockades on the 101 freeway. Trump ordered in 2,000 National Guard troops, placed 500 Marines on standby, and called for the arrest of anyone wearing face masks. The conflict has sparked a war of words between Trump and California Governor Gavin Newsom, who accused the president of intentionally inflaming tensions. Trump hit back with a social media post on Sunday demanding both Newsom and LA Mayor Karen Bass to apologize for the riots, with his border czar Tom Homan threatening Newsom and Bass with arrests. Newsom responded by simply saying, "Tom, arrest me. Let's go." Protesters have taken over Los Angeles, with at least 56 people arrested this weekend as they rallied against Donald Trump's nationwide immigration.
When I was out in Los Angeles protesting the ICE deportations for the past few days, besides the fact that I got paid $150 to do so per day, I kept seeing signs everywhere that this was being funded by somebody much higher than the person that I had met. For instance, they would give us certain streets or certain targets to go to, and on those streets, there would be pallets of things that could cause destruction to the community. I am not joking. For instance,
All right, hold on. I mean, I'll entertain it. Let's see. Is he on some of this, like, the riots are out of control? Okay, that's kind of what our last cat was saying that we were interested in, right? Was that all of this is controlled, just like crowd control for something else that they're up to, and it has to do with Iran and Israel. And what up, Farrell? And let's see. Let's entertain this guy just a little bit longer. Again, I already kind of have reasons I sway against believing his testimony here, but let's just treat it as testimony we are cataloging, guys.
you turn a corner, boom, there's a pallet of bricks. Oh, that's convenient. Let's destroy the community. And y'all know me, I'm a good guy, but I truly do not care that much about the ICE deportations. I just wanted that $150 a day. But I got to thinking, man, whoever is funding this must really hate this country. So as time goes on while we're protesting and things evolve, they evolve in a lot more violent nature. For instance, instead of there being a pallet of bricks on the target neighborhood or target street that we are protesting on, it'll be a pallet of flammable objects. So it was at that moment when I saw that pallet of Molotov cocktails sitting on the ground, I thought, man, should I really be doing this? Like, this is bad news. This is gonna get way worse. Now, I'm not from Los Angeles or live in Los Angeles, so I don't really care about destroying that community, but I'm American after all. Like, this is not good. Moral to the story is there are certain people in our government that wants us to go burn the local police station down, but in actuality,
I mean, he's the first person I've seen with this story that he's getting paid to participate in the protest. All of my friends that were in the protests in our area were not, I can confirm, were not paid and are not paid actors. There were no coordinated places in which to grab things to cause mayhem here. But I did see a Craigslist ad offering Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, or crypto $500 to attend Trump's parade. So I'm wondering what if I just type in Trump parade failure. But Allie, hello in the chat. To answer your question, nothing really too fun planned for the weekend. Chill day today. Gonna work tomorrow. Probably stream late after work if my ears are feeling it, if my head's good, if my ears are healed. I played a show night before last at a place called Brody's Dark Horse Tavern, and it was a really cool bar gig. It's on YouTube. I'll probably throw the link in the comments if we don't end up just like, you know, if you guys want to see me play guitar. I'll probably do that on TikTok later. I got to shoot some record label promo content later because I got records out and coming out, and got to have stuff for the homies to share, you know. But plan is to just keep regular streaming, guys. Let's just keep doing what we used to do. The technology kind of caught up. It's easier to do it than it was years ago. That's for sure. So it's good to see you guys, Farrell and Allie. Wasn't expecting to have anybody bop in, which is why I just brought Echo Chamber back. It's the Lonely Boy stream. Let's type, okay. So back to this fucking guy. Back to this fucking guy. He is claiming he's a paid actor to I've yet to see anybody else on that train, but I will say, what if I just type in failed parade?
In with a bang, out with a whimper. Donald Trump's military parade came and went, and if you haven't seen the footage online yet, I would highly...
Guys, I have not seen any of the footage from the parade yet. This is a genuine first reaction. I'm very excited. I had people messaging me like, dude, you got to see this. It's pretty funny. It's pretty... but it was the same... It was... people I was talking about the Craigslist ad to, where it was they were straight up trying to pay people to attend this. Brian Tyler. Oh, yeah, Brian Tyler Cohen. Is he dope? Should I give him a follow and a like? He's good. I'll give him a follow real quick. Again, always like, follow, and subscribe, guys, and share and repost, and be a good content viewer. You know, do it to this channel. Just saying. Be sure to hit the likes. Be sure to share it on your socials. Tell your friends to come in and talk and hang out. All right, I haven't seen this. I haven't seen any footage from it yet. Is he going to show some? I want to see it. Oh.
I recommend that you watch it, because if this parade was a person, it would be
if
Ben
he's just
Stein,
speaking
but
about it, that's
somehow
fine.
on Xanax.
I'm sure we're about to see it.
And the best part is that it was so sparsely attended. This is what it sounded like in one clip where a tank is rolling down the street.
Oh. Like a broke ass sad North Korea. Oh man. Oh. Oh man. Oh. Oh. I'm sorry. Oh, if this is your guy, you're a joke. I don't know what to tell you. It's so bad. That was so... The bleachers aren't full. It was everything the Craigslist ad had me thinking it would be, which is like, oh, they're so low on attendance that they're having to pay people to show up and wear red, white, or blue, or gold, and they'll get a red hat, and like, I'll see if I can find it. It was a whole... It's a legit Craigslist ad. I saw the link. I saw the whole thing, and then double checked. It was...
The squeaking is the wheels. Do you understand how quiet it has to be to hear the wheels of a vehicle squeaking during a parade? I wouldn't be able to hear the wheels of my car squeaking on some county highway. The notion you should be able to hear the wheels of a tank during a full-blown parade is just brutal. And so, whereas Trump wanted this event to make him look strong and powerful, instead he looked incredibly pathetic. And of course, that was exacerbated by the fact that millions of Americans also took to the streets on the same day in 2,000 cities across the United States.
I don't think he has the rights to use much music. I know a lot of people have specifically said, yo, don't play my stuff. And, you know, what's he going to do? Could you imagine this parade with like some Three Doors Down or like some Trapped just jamming? Just, you know, Superman. Just like Kryptonite. That's what it is. That Three Doors Down jam. Just, ooh, imagine just jamming over that military parade clip. Ooh. Oh. Honestly, Ali, yeah, it would have stepped things up. It would have been better. It would have been better if there was just dad rock. Just pro Trump dad rock. Just blaring. You know. And I would imagine there's also like the music that he can use, he wouldn't use because the government uses it in raids and stuff to try to get people to like get out of buildings and things, you know, like they mess with the Branch Davidians by jamming some, you know, some jams like that. Eye of the Tiger, I bet you he's got that. I bet, yeah. I bet you, is that band also down? I wonder if they've said no. Oh, he did Eye of the Tiger. I bet, yeah. The dudes in that band, whatever, I forget the name of them, but yeah, I'm sure they would. They need the buck. You know, if you're old and you need the buck, I'm sure there's a deal of. Did he have YMCA? He definitely had YMCA. I would turn it in. I mean, he had the opportunity to embrace the gay, and he chose not to with his birthday parade. And it shows you who he really is. Because I'm telling you right now, if I have any section of the gay populace voting for me, my birthday parade will be a pride parade. I'm going to need a procession of drag queens. I want RuPaul there. You know what I want Charlie XCX loud. Like you know, if you wanted to have a successful parade, you should have embraced the gays. Instead, no. Now everybody's off your fucking side. But when the leading up to, I mean, there's still, yeah, gays for Trump. But like, you know. Yeah, is the fashion of these dudes. I mean, could you imagine just the added, we got our troops, we got, you know, Drag Race alums, we got Troye Sivan. You could have gone all out. You could have really, like, you're the president of the United States. If you want to make a statement, make a statement. I would have made it very gay. But that's just me, man.
The parade in Idaho had more people than Donald Trump had at his $50 million vanity parade in Washington, D.C. And so not only was Donald Trump humiliated by the sheer mediocrity of his big parade that he wanted to rival the Bastille Day celebration in France, but the only thing that did turn people out that day was the protest attended by people who hate the guy. But I was asked by one of my friends, not a political junkie, but somebody who tries to pay attention to politics anyway, why does this matter? Like, what changes as the result of this?
Yeah.
And we've spent a lot of time between November and now talking.
It's not like he can run again. I mean, if he was to get another term, it would be some tyrannical, you know, beginning of the graphic novel Watchmen kind of shit. So I just don't see him. So what does he care? You know, what does it really matter? Have your weird impotent parade. I don't know.
About culture, how Republicans won culture in the last election. It was more socially acceptable to support Donald Trump than it was to support Democrats. But days like Saturday are how you change culture. And this is anecdotal, but I know of people who had posted right-wing content heading into November's election who then showed up at these protests because these protests.
Load, you coward. Not playing this game. We're going to do this, Brian. You got this, Bubba. You can do it. It doesn't like it. It says, hey, man, we know you're streaming these TikToks. Let's see if we can find more footage.
All right, so check this out. In the middle of the night last night, Donald Trump went on a relentless posting spree trying to tear down the No King protests against him while simultaneously trying to build up his failed birthday military parade. It's so obvious that Donald Trump and the people around him are deeply offended by the fact that nobody went to his birthday bash. Everybody was busy in the streets of this country protesting against him. So I want to show you some of these posts that he issued in the middle of the night last night.
I just
but first
followed
and foremost,
a cat on
I want to show
here
you a
who
clip
does, like,
recently where Donald Trump was asked about the No Kings protest. He wasn't happy then.
Like,
he's not
twinks
happy
it
now.
up,
Take a
and
look.
it's so good. It's perfect. It's perfect.
It's No Kings
it's perfect.
protests planned across the country on Saturday as well. What are your thoughts on those?
What are they going? No Kings?
No Kings.
I don't feel like a king. I have to go through hell to get stuff approved. A king would say, I'm not going to get this. A king would have never had the California mandate to even be talking to him. He wouldn't have to call up Mike Johnson and Thune and say, fellas, you got to pull this off, and after years we get it done. No, we're not a king. We're not a king at all. Thank you very much.
It's so interesting that Donald Trump is so insistent that he's not a king when he himself has quite literally referred to himself as a king in the past. And also he does all these different things that are incredibly dictatorial, like ignoring court orders, ignoring people's due process rights, and more. The list goes on. But now I want to show you some of these posts from Donald Trump now that we all know how he feels about the protests. So he just, for some reason, was posting these very strange propaganda videos, like very blatantly, openly propaganda to try to make his protest look better, or excuse me, his parade look better than it actually was. Like, let me just give you a quick look at what we're seeing here.
Ready to commence the ceremony as directed.
I state your name. Do solemnly swear.
Like, we don't have to watch the whole thing. I promise you're not missing anything. This is such a blatant attempt at Donald Trump trying to use the military, politicize the military for his political benefit. He did it at Fort Bragg recently when he gave a very partisan speech, and he's doing it now by posting clips like this on Truth Social, trying to make it seem like he's a real leader of the military when we all know that he hates our troops. And he just continued to do things like this. He posted another clip from the speech that he gave at this parade. And again, you don't need to see it. You're not missing anything. It's just Donald Trump doing his normal rambling. And it continued as well. He did it multiple times. He also posted a video of him watching the fireworks that took place after the parade that we all saw was a major failure. Just take a look. And there's music in the background, so I can't play it. But this is the video he uploaded of him watching the fireworks after the parade. The band is playing and things like that. Again, really trying to make it seem like his event was far more impressive than it was. He also, for some reason, included this random post about Iran because, you know,
everyone's got to do that, dude. You go through everybody that you know personally who was in the crowd's pics, and you find the one where you look like you're shredding the most, and you share that. You make that the profile photo. I've been there, dog. I was there this weekend, homie. I've done that. Who hasn't done that? I bet stand-up comedians do that. I bet everybody does that. Look, that's not a defense for Trump. I'm just saying, like, that is what you do after a show. You're like, look how great this was. Yeah, everybody kind of becomes Trump after a show, particularly if it was a clunker. You're like, at least I looked huge. Look at this. At least I looked huge. Like, that's all you can really do. That's like it. That. What else are you going to do when something was a clunker? And I mean, you know. So I kind of see why that happened. If people are wondering, like, why would he's such a propagandist. It's like, look, man, all of us in entertainment are. My worst shows, it's like I'll probably share more pictures because it's, you know. Well, like the first show with current band Witch Milk, pretty rough show. Don't really care to watch the video of us playing, but there's pictures of us on a really cool, impressive stage. And that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? We weren't necessarily with it as a band yet, but it was we got cool pictures. So sometimes that is the case. And if that's, you know, but it also is it kind of shows how bad it was. Like that he immediately, like at 3 a.m. was still like, look at how good this was. Like, nah, dog. We took the time to check it out after the protest footage where you sicked National Guard on U.S. citizens, it would appear.
World leader doesn't conduct foreign policy in the middle of the night. Like, what a great idea. But this is the one that really caught my eye. He's like, what a great parade. Thank you, Army. And he posted this at 12:11 in the morning. And it's so obvious that Donald Trump doesn't feel this way. I mean, he can try to build it up and say, what a great parade and things like that. But let me just ask you, does this look like someone who really thinks that their parade was great? This is a screenshot taken in the middle of Donald Trump witnessing his birthday parade. And he looks distraught. He looks like the most depressed man on earth, watching how badly it backfired on him. But that didn't stop the White House and people around Donald Trump, his advisors, from trying to defend it.
So I'm assuming that's become a meme already. Sad Trump, sad parade Trump. Honestly, lucky he doesn't have to campaign again. People have stuff in the chamber, and now we don't really get to use it in any like significant way. It's like the one big downside of him probably. I would imagine he's not going to make the tyrannical move to try to run for a third term, or just take a third term. That'd be, I mean, if he does, I'm out. I'm out. We are experiment over. Had a good run. No worries. Au revoir. No, I'm just like ennui. I'm good. I don't need that. I don't need that many years of one president in what's supposed to be a pretty fast,
like Stephen Chung, for example, who is one of Donald Trump's senior advisors, said, quote, about the parade, amazing. Despite the threat of rain, over 250,000 patriots showed up to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army. God bless the USA. And he included a clip from the parade. And obviously, this is such a blatant lie. Like, the idea that 250,000 people showed up to this parade is so easily debunkable that it's funny that he even ran with it. I mean, just take a look at this clip that was taken by a journalist who is at Donald Trump's parade, showing the very...
I swear on that, you got to find this Craigslist ad. The Craigslist ad I saw that was trying to pay people to go to this was like, what did it say? They were trying to shoot for like 500,000 people. So even to like the lie to be 250,000 people. And I will say those bleachers were small, but that doesn't mean they weren't just like filming a thin area. So let's see maybe if we can get some footage of this tang at its peak. Again, that's what Trump would be sharing, is the tang at its peak. Him looking as cool as probably in still photos and stuff.
Open grass. I mean, you just tell me in the comments if you think this looks anywhere near 250.
Oh, cue the fish music. You guys see that? Look at this. Look at this outside festy setup. Look at this in the lawn, dude. Look at this some shaking on Shakedown Street. Oh, it used to be the heart of town. Look at that. Ooh, that makes the wook in me pumped, dude. I would could you imagine scoring 3 hits of LSD out of a fucking cargo pocket sitting in that grass, dude? That's the kind of ish I was on at like 17 years old. That is, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. That's still not a very good crowd, though. That does seem like it's like, yo, a Grateful Dead cover band's about to go wow, 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 wow. Hell yeah.
50,000 people, because to me, this looks closer to 2,000 people. There are not hundreds of thousands of people in these grass fields in Washington, D.C. And as it pans backwards, it continues to get worse. Donald Trump was expecting a major turnout, around 200,000 people.
Oh, damn, that's right there by
He didn't get
the...
that.
Oh.
He didn't get even close to that. But of course, as I mentioned, it didn't stop the White House from lying about it. And so obviously the White House sees, the Trump administration sees the devastating split screen for them. They have Donald Trump's disastrous birthday parade. And then on the flip side, they have all these Americans out there protesting against Trump, making their voices heard. And so they tried to run a disinformation campaign about the protests as well. Stephen Chung again said the so-called No Kings protests have been a complete and utter failure with minuscule attendance, according to him. It is sad Democrats and liberals would rather support criminals and undocumented...
Oh, make that my funeral. It's just a pride parade that ends at like a Grateful Dead themed outdoor super jam. Oh, that'd be so cool. Hell yeah, dude. Just a massive hell yes. That is... Ooh. I'm into that, dude. But yeah, he had a cool looking setup. He could have, with the parade, he should have embraced the gay. And with the concert, I'm assuming he should have embraced the jam. because he had a cool stage set up. But like, dude, you got something like that, you need to have somebody up there shredding. You need to have, you know, a drummer, some auxiliary percussion. You know, I mean, Santana opening up for the Dead or something. Do something. Go hammer, man. Embrace the gay, then embrace the jam. This party had no rocket sauce, dude. 2 out of 10 stars. Would not attend. The party did not bump. From what I've seen anyway, again, still waiting to see the things that are like, yo, it was actually dope.
So when you get the military to march down the street.
Trump's birthday/military parade is being described by many as incredibly humiliating.
Is Philip DeFranco on Ozempic? I'm immunocompromised. I probably can't take Ozempic. And I'm, you know, fat dad. Fine with it. I'm fine with it. It wouldn't be, you know, if anybody does take the time to say you're fat nowadays in a comment section, it's like, I mean, dog, I know. I woke up with it. I felt it. I saw it. And it, yeah, sure am. I'm kind of proud of it at this point. But Philip DeFranco is like looking thin. Looking thin, man. I'm worried about him.
Humiliating for him, and saying that internationally he may have humiliated America by having it. And that is the No King's Day protests were reportedly one of the largest mass protests in American history, with many openly mocking the Trump administration for trying to claim that 250,000 people went to his parade. Right in there, you have people asking, what did he expect? He has the lowest approval rating in history for a president at this point. People saying that Trump's parade was so empty and boring and quiet that you could literally hear the wheels on the Sherman tank squeaking. Which, on the note of boredom, the birthday boy was apparently not immune. I mean, it looked like he practically fell asleep several times. And then in addition to that, you had many people saying that it appeared that our soldiers were unable to march in lockstep, with many, especially internationally, pointing to other countries compared to us. I mean, this is China, for example. And you had Russians online mocking us, saying what Trump imagined his parade would be versus what it was. Right, then also with this, we've seen a debate playing out amongst veterans who say, you know, we're trained to march, so these soldiers intentionally.
Oh, I didn't think about how we'd look to the fascists. I always forget about the Cold War elements of all of this. Oh man, yeah, we look like little bitches, don't we? Oh, damn it. Oh, ain't that a paradox too? Because it's like if I'm a soldier in that line, it's like, well, I'm not gonna do like great for this. Let's reel this one. Let's just cast a line on this one and set it on a stump. I'm not looking to like work on this day. For what? And oh my God, just to look like, what a tough situation to be in. I'm glad I have you guys for this news day, Allie. Oh my gosh. So our soldiers weren't even in, like, they didn't look solid at all. They didn't really. And that, you know, as somebody who's like paying, as I recall, my tax dollars go to taking care of you guys. Maybe like lock it up. Maybe hit the, you know, these are the breaks. Break it up, break it up, break it up. I see groups of amateur twerkers on TikTok in better lockstep than our military at that parade. And again, good on ya. But now, how do we look to the fascies? We look sloppy, dog. Man. Just a big old sloppy Joe. Man. Which, looks like something I would be serving out of a cooler at that grass concert venue. You know what I mean? Give me more
did
Philly,
it poorly,
dude.
with that
Give me
actually
more
being a talking
Philly,
point that both sides are using, but with different objectives, of course. Though there's also, as you had other veterans saying, that the U.S. military, it doesn't have ceremonial marching units, so this was going to look like shit no matter what. Right, and all of that, as you know, prior to yesterday's parade, the Army had reportedly spent over 3 years.
I thought we had ceremonial marching units. No, we don't. That is news to me. I thought we had things to make us look pretty. I thought we came from that British tradition of rap, but a lap bap. I probably sound uneducated. I never served or anything, so I wouldn't know. But what? We don't have like decorated. This is for parades and shit. This is bring out the old gray-haired parade battalion. They're gonna do some North Korean footsteppies. Nothing, no fate, no whimsical skedaddlers amongst any of the armed servicemen. Damn. I almost need a minute to process that. Like, yeah, I thought we could dominate in anything. Well, you see us in movies and it's like John Cena makes that shit look better than our dudes did. Again, good on, like, I didn't want the parade to be like a success, but like we could have looked tight as an armed, like, you know, we don't want to look like a bunch of flunkies to the fascies, dude. Man. Which if we would have had a slop, you know what? The military would have been sashaying away at my parade. You know what I mean? There's no way those drag queens set a precedent. Like, you step it up and you walk with purpose when there's queens, like, before or after you in the act. So, again, I still hold that, like, my idea for a parade and lawn concert would have been way more dope. And
Here's
our
planning
military
festivals
would have
all
looked
across the nation to celebrate
more
their
tough.
250th birthday, where Americans would come and see items from the Army's past and present. But that ended up getting overruled by Trump, who decided that there would be no festivals and that the celebration would happen on his birthday and would be a parade. But hey, for now, follow to stay in the loop. Trump's birthday/military.
That's crazy.
I was working yesterday at the military parade, and there were a ton of embarrassing things that aren't being reported. Linda McMahon.
Oh, and we start with Linda McMahon. Guys, I'm new to the wrestling fandom, but I'm a wrestling fan, lucha fan. I honestly, going into the wrestling fandom, probably knew more out of the gate about lucha than I did anything else. Like, if we're talking about the legacy of, like, Rey Mysterio Jr., Pentagon Jr., Octagon Jr., Eddie Guerrero, like, you know, definitely love the Latin side of wrestling, always have. But, like, getting into, like, the McMahon verse, which I only did it because Netflix released that really good Vince McMahon documentary, that kind of expose, and it reminded me a few things. That I was a WCW fan as a little kid. I was way more into the NWO Hulk Hogan than I was whatever the hell we had going on in WWE at the time. Anyway, sorry, we're hard deviate into wrestling. I will spend hours there. I'll save that for later and play some 2K or something. But, like, this, not on stream, by the way, either. I don't game on stream. Boom, Linda McMahon. I don't anymore.
Really fell
I used to.
asleep during the parade, and no one noticed because she can't really close her eyes all the way. Oh, no. And no one knew until she started snoring. Marco Rubio was definitely bored during the whole thing, but he was also incredibly concerned because he kept running around trying to find Kristi Noem. And apparently, like, the whole Secret Service detail was looking for her, and she had actually gotten confused with her invitation and ended up marching past the president's booth in the parade. As many of you know, there weren't that many people there, but what you don't know is that J.D. Vance was incredibly angry about it, and was also very scared about what his daddy would do to him. So, like all terrible fathers, he ended up just blaming it on his children, saying that the reason no one came was because they were there. I wanted to save the most embarrassing.
What? Was because like his children were there? Oh. Who's this guy? Did you actually work this thing?
Which
Who
was
is this?
Pete Hegseth's speech. Now,
Oh, is he
Pete
a
Hegseth
cook?
didn't have a speech, and do you want to know why? Because Pete Hegseth ended up participating in PT with the troops, except he got a little sidetracked on his way. He ended up stealing a kid's wiffle ball bat cutting the bottom off, and playing Louisville Chugger, which involves pouring a beverage into the wiffle ball bat, chugging it, and then twirling around.
Sometimes your lawn concert instincts kick in when you see the full main stage and the full green grass. I see green grass, I see the stage, I see a wiffle ball bat, I see beer. I'm not putting blame on this man for doing a Louisville Chugger. Okay? Hell yeah, dog. I've got to shoot some content on that. That's solid. Ooh. I would be doing it with him. You guys would be laughing at me with him. I'd grab that kid by the forehead, push him to the ground, take that wiffle ball bat, be like, who's got a saw? We're Louisville Slugger in this. Like, it would be gross. It'd catch me just 2 hot dogs in my hands, just like passed out, just Edward Glizzy hands. I'm totally forgetting my itinerary for the day. Again, I saw the lawn, I saw the stage, the wook would kick in. And so I'm assuming that's what happened here. Is guy saw the thing and was like his inner frat boy or wook or just inner rowdy white kicked in and was like, give me that baseball bat, kid. That's hilarious.
For as many seconds it takes for you to drink. Threatening the father of the kid whose bat he stole and telling that man that his dad could beat up that dad. It's a satire, completely made up, but honestly...
Oh, he made all this up. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. Oh, he got me. I did see satire tagged here at the bottom, but oh my God. Could you imagine?
None of it would surprise me, and all of these people deserve it because they're cruel, and everything they did yesterday is only indicative of how insecure they are and how little power they actually have over.
Didn't happen, but I will say the most realistic part of it was the most fantastical, and that's the Louisville Chugger. I didn't even know that was a move people could do. I wish I still drank like that. I feel like there's a level of me drinking. This dude fucked around and was just making a satire video, but like now I feel like I have to drink a wiffle ball bat full of beer soon. I have 1 kidney. Like my days of drinking like that are well behind me. But boy, do I want to. Oh yeah, but how real that could have been. That could have been so I mean, dude, all of that. Oh no. See, here's what I'm worried about. Russia trolling us, dude. Guys, look. We are still technically Team America, and it sucks. But like, oh, how did you imagine your parade? Oh, how you? Oh, yep. There's a solid formation in North Korea, boy. China, wherever the hell that is. China, wherever that is. Can't hit us with the Humpty Dumpty music, dude. Oh, we earned it. Fair dues. Look. Checkmate, Russia. I have no response. We just failed that, dude. Oh, there's like people who, made us look really impressive through the Cold War, just rolling over in their graves right now. Like, how did you boof this? And to which us millennials probably responded lazily. We put our legs spread eagle and we just boofed it, dude. It's just how we did it. It's how we. Oh man. There's a lot of things I've seen, like on stream even, that I'm like, oh, this might be the end of us being taken seriously by any metric in any political theater. And for all of my friends that tour, that go to Europe and just abroad and come back, they'll kind of almost unanimously say like, America's not super duper loved. Like Americans aren't super duper loved. I don't think we're necessarily like the intimidating thing we think we are because we all grew up on 80s movies. We all grew up on Red Scare movies, and it's a harsh reality of growing up, man. Like, whew, are we on a rickety ship? Oh no. But again, I don't want to live in a fashy place. So I mean, if part of the freedoms I have come with this need to pull your draws up fucking military we have, then whatever, dude. You know. What? Yeah, we blew it. Like, let's just, I mean, oh my gosh. They hit us with this. Trump looking awkward. Yeah. And that's all we can play of that. Oh no, more Russia. Oh no. That's all we can play of that.
I try to throw the biggest, most beautiful birthday bash in the history of birthdays.
How did that go?
Golden goddamn balloon, stakes thicker than Chris Christie's ankles.
It's an AI. It's an AI. I love a good funny AI edit, man.
If you motherfuckers want to show up, where the fuck was Kid Rock? I made you hillbilly bastard. Kanye, you wore a MAGA hat, and now you ghost me. Fuck you, nigga. Ivanka didn't even repost my birthday flyer.
Oh, no. Oh. So that seems to be the tank is like the most viral one. Hey, Puerto Rico. What?
You guys, that's exactly the reason why you don't do military parade in a democratic country.
Oh no, see, here's what I'm looking for. On the street Russians. On the street Russians reacting to the footage. Like, how do we look to the people? Like, never have I encountered something that made me want to give up, cover my head in shame with a cloak, and order some Taco Bell more than this parade footage. Woo! I'll just embrace it. Just embrace that we are brought to you by Doritos.
That was pretty embarrassing, you guys. Like, come on, man.
In the United States Army. As part of the buildup for World War II, cavalry and reconnaissance units were brought together to form the 1st Armored Division in 1940.
You guys, that's exactly the reason why you don't do military parade in the democratic countries.
That just what I've seen so far.
So check this out.
Dude, the military parade, that was so embarrassing. Just weak. If you wanted to broadcast to the world that we haven't won a war in 80 years, this was the parade to do it. You know, here I was thinking that we were going to get a majestic showcase of American power and might. But no, we've got clickety-clacking down Constitution.
Oh, so good. So ridiculous. LA protest. Timeline. Let's go back to the protests because I still kind of like need a rundown. Like, when did we shoot a
This is a moment we were hoping would not happen, but here we are on the fault line between officers and National Guardsmen. This is the Robert Young Federal Building in downtown LA, and hundreds of protests. I'd say maybe 1,000 or so. It has been intense. It has been building. Earlier it was calm, but right now you can sort of feel that energy shifting. Not what anybody wanted to see. It's been several days of this kind of thing leading to difficult evenings. Here's a look now at how we've got to this point. Protesters have returned to downtown Los Angeles, and with them, a sense of unease. We're in the midst of a peaceful protest just off the edge here of downtown LA. Police are ultimately trying to move them away from downtown LA where the federal buildings are. National Guard troops continue to arrive to help put down a problem that LA County Sheriff Robert Luna says does not need fixing.
There's a lot of anger, and we are very concerned at this point.
So are they helping or inflaming the situation?
Well, they just got here, and people aren't happy about it.
What happens next?
I mean, we need the National Guard out. We need ICE out.
What began peacefully protest over federal immigration raids quickly deteriorated. A handful of cars were set on fire. Streets in a major freeway were blocked. There were several clashes with law enforcement. Sunday's boiling point was reached after days of simmering tension.
Stay on the sidewalk.
On Friday, ICE officers carried out a raid in LA's Fashion District. Protesters attempted to block a van carrying detainees. Mayor Karen Bass condemned the raid, saying, "We will not stand for this." On Saturday, word spread of a pending ICE raid at a Home Depot in the city of Paramount, less than 20 miles from downtown LA. Again, the clashes turned violent. That night, President Trump ordered at least 2,000 National Guard troops to LA County over the objections of California Governor Gavin Newsom. Sunday morning, the first 300 troops began arriving outside the federal detention center, followed by the protesters, a clash of wills and a war of words. When you hear the White House and the president use words like occupation, invasion, insurrection, is that accurate as to what's going on here? What are you seeing?
Right now, I see a community that is scared, very concerned, and a lot of what's going on, frankly, is unprecedented.
So once again, here we are. This is the Robert Young Federal Building, downtown LA. Officers have been trying to get people away from here, but here they are. There's this standoff going on. You see officers in front of us, and you see National Guardsmen and women down there. The whole idea is to maintain some level of calm. And ironically, not ironically, but perhaps interestingly, you talk to officers out here, and they have empathy for a lot of what the protesters are saying. A lot of them happen to be Latino themselves, and they're just shaking their heads. Many of them saying to me, it just doesn't have to be this way, John.
Maurice, you are right there on the fault line, buddy. As you've been traveling throughout LA, what else have you seen? What's the situation in the rest of the city that you've seen?
You know, it's so interesting, John. You fly in and you see a regular Los Angeles County, and people are going about their business elsewhere. This is a small, contained area, downtown LA, just a few blocks, right?
Okay. Well, I'd said I wasn't going to get political with the return of the channel, but I guess I'm wrong. Fuck a bunch of that noise. I'm on the side of the protesters for sure. Like, honestly, we're back. We're so back. As a channel, as a damn brand in progress, like, holy hell. I'm right back to where I was with the fuck Trump. Trump came back, I came back to YouTube, I guess. Okay. This is a problem. Why? How? At the end of the stream, I blow that I'm wearing shorts. Look, it's hot today. It was like 110 degrees in the desert. All right. I'm in the middle of nowhere. So, yeah, I got to do real. I hate this current president. I didn't vote for him. Didn't the last time. Didn't vote for the president before him either. Don't really care for how any of this is shaken out. So it's the return of a political take on things. We might as well fuck around with true crime. Fuck it. True crime, we're back. Let's doom scroll true crime just to end the show. How about that, guys? What do you think about that, Allie? Should we just broad scroll true crime? Where's the algorithm sitting with that right now? Like, I would
Back
imagine we've got some good stuff. Let's see.
Erica Sandoval is the person that you could meet on the street and say,
So this guy
Probably
saved
branded.
people from a bomb, and then the whole world turned against him.
What?
Now, the guy's name is Richard, and Richard's 34. He's a security guard working in Atlanta, and one night in 1990...
Okay, we're going to go down Richard's story. We're going to, you know what? We're back. F it. True crime. You got a true crime story you want? Let's do it. You wine moms out there, you win. I'm back. Let's do this. Yeah, and I mean, if you're a Trumper, fuck off. I'm over it. I'm on the side of the protesters. That's all I can really say. But we'll be right back. Let's get into this Richard story. Let's go down some true crime rabbit hole stuff. Let's just have an extra long episode today. I'll take longer than my allotted hour, and we'll just not go back to YouTube here in a second. All right. I'll just be right back, guys. Fucking hell. Jesus. Okay. Whatever, dude. I'm back. What's up, guys? That's music that's not going to be out for a while. That's new. It's me. That's my voice. That's my everything. All of the music on this channel is me. Got a whole new batch of music, y'all. specifically to release as MURK. I rebranded for a little bit as Soft Goods, but now I'm back. So, Somnophonic Records presents The Return, available on all platforms right now. Check out my new record. Witch Milk. I hope we're wrong. Check out my doom metal EP. I'm the guitar player for that band and have a lot of fun in that band. One of the most unpopular PMs ever. Hell yeah, Farrell. Send it my way. Like, oh my goodness. Oh, thank you, Allie. I had a really fun time. Kind of. Honestly, I recorded all of this new disco material during a manic episode. So, dance to it, cry to it, love to it, do mouth kisses to people to it. But right now, let's go back to 1996. The story of someone named, I believe, Richard, a security guard in Atlanta, Georgia. Something's about to happen to him or around him, or I don't know. Let's just get into it. We're back to true crime, y'all. Let's just doom scroll some true crime together. We'll figure out a true crime format that makes sense. Again, like, you guys really liked the spooky. You guys really liked the true crime. It's what made me pop. F it, we're back. It's fine. A comedic twist on true crime.
At the Summer Olympics, which happened to be going on in Atlanta. And he's posted up in this huge park area where spectators are hanging out, eating from concession stands, listening to live music on a big stage nearby. And while he's patrolling...
Dope. He's just at a Fish concert. Wait, was Fish active in 96? Oh. I'm going to Google it. I got to Google that. I got to pause and Google that. What concert could this have been? 1996, Atlanta, Georgia. It's outside. It'd be so cool if it was something like, I don't know, was Outkast a thing yet? Who could that have been? Yeah, my computer's taking forever.
Richard notices a group of drunk people hanging out near a bench. And they're being loud, and they're like throwing trash on the ground. And he goes over to confront them, and they leave. But when they leave a green military backpack under a park bench. Richard's like, hey, you left your bag. And they're like, that's not our bag, you turd. And so Richard starts thinking, this bag's been chilling here for like 30 minutes, and no one has come to pick it up. What if there's a bomb in there? And I have no idea why he immediately thinks it's a bomb, but, you know, he does.
Yeah, why would you jump to bomb first? Let's get our own headcanon going. Active in 1996. Was Fish an active band? If not, wasn't there a Dead tour going on in 96? Grateful Dead or Fish, right? Fingers crossed. It's like we're just having a Wook synchronicity day. And I can go back to the era where I had just like a Gnarly Dread. Oh, hell yeah, they did. They toured extensively. The Clifford Ball album release. Yeah, hell yeah. It was a significant year for Fish. On July 13th, Fish played their first festival date of 1996 Europe tour at the Door Festival in Belgium. Let's see here. Let's see. Fish 96. Atlanta. They were. They did play Atlanta, Georgia in 1996. Dude. Step into the freezer. I'm not even that big of a Fish fan, but that'd be. I would go and have a good time. But it looks like a good show.
It's a little paranoid, but he could be right. And so Richard radios his supervisors, and he's like, I think there might be a bomb in this bag. Maybe. And they call the bomb squad over to investigate this. And so the bomb squad is on their way. Here's the thing, though. Richard doesn't know it yet, but he's actually right. There is a bomb inside the bag. 3 pipe bombs, actually. And they're stuffed with shrapnel ready to go.
How did he know that? How did he know it? Okay. Word, Allie. Word. Who does the what? Barbara Kruger. Barbara Kruger. I'll have to check her out. On TikTok, Barbara Kruger. TikTok seems to be somehow safe from getting pulled from YouTube so far, which is weird. Probably because of the amount of time and like editing done and like copyright black hole that like TikToks fall into.
Off. And while the bomb squad is on their way, an ATF agent comes over to check it out. And this agent gets on the ground and he starts looking at it with a flashlight. And this dude's like, yep, that's a bomb. And so, bam, suddenly Richard and everyone panics and a lot of people run away. But Richard doesn't. Instead, he starts running around trying to clear out the area. There's a bomb! Get out of the way! Get out of the way! There's a bomb! He's running up to as many people as possible, telling them to get away from this backpack. And it's actually working.
Get away
little
from
by
the
little, the
backpack.
crowd starts to back up and flee. Then
My spider senses tingled and they were right. It's 3 pipe bombs packed with shrapnel. I could taste the difference in aluminum in the air. Everybody run. How did this dude know that? That's the best security guard on planet Earth. Well, he had a feeling that them hoodlums were in danger, too. I got a feeling the gang of rowdy kids that were drunk at the bench had nothing to do with those pipe bombs. I got a feeling it was somebody before that. Just on a hunch. Because I bet what we perceived is probably, like, if we were the kids partying, we'd be like, man, why does dickhead kick us out of here? But it's like, he probably saved your life. He definitely saved your life. You might have been, point blank to a bag full of pipe bombs.
Then, all of a sudden, kaboom! One of the bombs goes off, and shrapnel explodes everywhere, and everyone around screams, and they run for their lives, and it's absolute chaos, and pieces fly through the air, and they hit people, including one woman in the head, and she dies. Also, a cameraman is running toward the explosion because he wants to film it, and I guess he gets too excited, and he has a heart attack, and he falls over and dies. And overall...
What? In the history of goobery ass ways to die, that might be one of my favorite. Wow. Like, what is the karmic lesson to take away from that? You shouldn't have been filming. Like, you ran toward mayhem to film it. Which morally, where does that fall? Either way, the universe kind of spoke. Dude had a heart attack. He got so excited to film carnage that he died. His heart stopped. What the hell? Jesus. This one did not disappoint.
2 people die and 112 people get hurt. But Richard, he actually saved a bunch of lives that day by evacuating everyone beforehand.
Yeah.
And so immediately this bombing is big news and the story blows up. And suddenly the media starts calling him a hero. And he's getting invited to do like TV interviews like on CNN.
And I just hope that we catch the people that did it.
And he should be getting all this attention. He saved a lot of lives. He's an unlikely security guard who suddenly became a hero. The man deserves a medal. Until... Unfortunately for him, not everyone thinks Richard is a hero. Pretty quickly, one of his former employers sees him being interviewed on CNN, and he doesn't like it. He apparently just doesn't like Richard, and he calls in a tip to the FBI, like, I think Richard planted the bomb himself. Now, the FBI...
Oh, no. I just had your back, Richie. Oh, do you think he did it? Oh, let me know in the chat. Do you guys think Richard did this? Have you guys heard this story before? Have you guys heard? Oh my gosh. What?
they've been investigating all this, and they apparently don't have a lot of leads in this case, and they need to start making arrests soon, or they're gonna look really bad at their job. And so they get this tip, and they start thinking, maybe it was this Richard guy who planted the bomb. And they start investigating him. And journalists, they hear about this, and again, kaboom! Now this version of the story blows up, and every news outlet is talking about how Richard, the hero security guard, is actually a terrorist. And they start running with this whole narrative that he probably planted the bomb himself so that he could come across as a hero. And the media is all over him, chasing him around.
Can you stop for a second, please? Did you turn around? Where were you at 1 o'clock on that morning? What kind of questions were they asking?
And so he's staying in his mother's apartment. I think he actually lives with his mom. But look at the media just hanging out outside his mother's apartment, trying to get pictures of him, trying to talk to him. Like suddenly this guy can't go anywhere.
Can you categorically say that you did not do this? I did not do it. Categorically. Yes.
And during all this, he's still kind of doing interviews, and they're like confronting him.
So he did.
I don't know if you ever saw this.
No, sir, I didn't see it.
What's your reaction to it?
Probably sold some papers that day.
And so the FBI, they want to bring Richard in and question him, but they want to trick him into coming in without a lawyer. And so they hit him up and they tell him, we think you're a hero. And they say that they're making a training video on the bombing for future FBI agents to watch. And they invite him to come to the FBI building in Atlanta and talk to them and help them make this training video. And poor naive Richard, he's like, all right. And so he goes to their offices, and they start asking him all kinds of questions, but they're real chill. Like, this all feels like they're just gathering information for this training video they're making. And one of the agents is like, yeah, we want to make this training video as realistic as possible. Just pretend you're a suspect, and I'll read you your Miranda rights, and we'll record it. And so this agent starts reading Richard his Miranda rights, and that is when Richard realizes something isn't right. And so he uses their phone, and he calls up a friend of his who happens to be a lawyer. And his lawyer friend is like, I see what they're doing here. You get the hell out of that building right now, Richard. And so Richard
Get
leaves,
out of here, Richie.
And the FBI, they don't get any answers from him. However, unfortunately for him, the FBI
got
isn't
swangle
done
dangled.
yet.
Get out.
They really seem to want to connect
Skedaddle.
him to this bombing. And so pretty quickly, they get a warrant to search his place. And they go there and they rip his apartment apart for like 7 hours. And they make him sit outside with the media vultures hounding him the whole time. And the media's all snapping candid photos of him. Here's actually a picture of him waiting on the stairwell, like looking all depressed. And of course, the FBI, they don't find anything in their search because he's not guilty of anything. And so this chaos goes on for nearly 3 months. The media's just harassing him. The FBI's harassing him. He can't go anywhere without being accused of being a terrorist. He can't sleep, partly because the apartment being surrounded by reporters all the time, and partly due to PTSD from witnessing a freaking bomb go off.
Yeah, Molly's out there. It's turned up. Molly Golightly shows up. It's a full-on Gabby Petito. It's a full-on Gabby Petito shit show in his front yard. Whoo! It's the laundry residents out there. Talking about Alex Jones brought you up. It's 96, so, you know. Shout out Molly Golightly. You're banned from YouTube, I believe, but call in. Somebody send this to Aunt Molly, so she knows she can call in and I'll sneak her onto YouTube. We'll just say it's somebody else, dude. It's Aunt Molly, dude.
And watching someone die from it. But as time goes on, it eventually becomes clear that no matter how hard they try, the FBI can't seem to find any evidence that Richard had anything to do with the bombing or that he's guilty of anything at all. And so, after a long, embarrassing investigation, the Justice Department finally releases a formal statement.
Oh, am I quiet compared to everything else? What if I get closer to the mic? Is this better? My meters have been kind of lying to me. It's been weird to mix, and like my monitoring sometimes sounds good, and I can never tell. So yeah, always tell me in the chat. Thank you. Is this better, Allie? Hopefully. I've also just been a quiet little boy today.
Once and for all that Richard has been cleared of any suspicion. And Richard, of course, he's super relieved, and he holds a whole press conference.
In its rush to show the world how quickly it could get its man, the FBI trampled on my rights as a citizen.
And he also files a lawsuit against several media outlets for dragging his name through the mud, and he also sues his former employer for talking shit about him. And from
Only
this,
fair.
he gets a bunch of settlement money, and he uses that to buy him and his mom a new house. So good for him.
Hell yeah.
And eventually, in 2003, they finally catch the real bomber, some psycho who was doing it for political reasons. And now he's in prison for life. So, fuck him. So this guy
17th burner
saved
channel.
people from a bomb,
Damn it,
and then
Molly.
the whole world turned against him. Now, the guy's name is Richard, and Richard's 34.
This was fantastic. Shout out Richard. Is it Jewel? Yeah. Richard Jewell. Man. You saved people from a bomb so competently that they thought it was a fucking, like you did it. That this was a lie. That you were just trying to be the hero mans and still blow people up and almost blow yourself up. It still doesn't make sense what they thought your motive might have been. Oh, a MURK union? I mean, if people could show up, hell yeah. I'd be down. It's hard for me to get a schedule, though, because everything revolves around what concerts I'm working or playing or running, and it can be difficult to pin me to a time. I kind of stream whenever I've just got the time or happen to be doom scrolling in my office. Today, I have been scheming content all day and just happened to make it to sit down to finish up a track for a burlesque performer that needed just a quick little splice. Hopefully they like what I did, and thought, let's stream, baby. But Allie, if you're still in contact with anybody from the channel, let them know what up. I don't think YouTube puts me out or pushes my notifications. Did it let you guys know I went live? And do you still have the bell clicked? I understand if you turned it off when I was a gaming channel for a minute. I was just trying to get away from this true crime stuff. But now I think we can do it. I think we can. I'm not going to be stuck in copyright hell and have every video taken down and every fucking live stream messed with and have
There's
to
this
re-edit
woman
things
named
1,000
Ellie
times.
Lobel. She came down with this mysterious illness. Doctors didn't even know what the illness was. She was just like fatigued for years and years. She just always felt terrible, and it started affecting her career. And then actually she got this like horrible divorce with her husband, and so she decided,
Ellie.
enough is enough. It's time for me to die.
I would, but I don't. I feel like it's like a handful of people that I think read the posts. I might make a short or something and just see. But most of the new traffic, like 1,500% of the new traffic to the channel has been through shorts, me doing random facts. So if anybody hops in here because you noticed I was live off of a random fact video, if you throw a follow on it and you show up and you say you want a random fact, I'll just spit random facts at you. I believe I have them just like ready to go. Hold up. Damn straight I do. Yeah, we got it in the chamber, dude. Like, you know, I'll give you a random fact. If you roll in here. All right, what does this guy had?
So
What
she
you
actually
got?
hired
What you
an
have?
end-of-life care person because doctors had told her that your organs are actually starting to shut down. And frankly, if you were to kind of mentally let go, there's a pretty good chance your body would shut down. So she thought, I'll go to an Airbnb in a beautiful part of California, and I will literally just stay in the house until I die. For 3 days, she laid in that bed, and she didn't die. And she decided,
Whoa.
you know what? I'm just gonna go take a quick walk and then go back and die. They're walking down the sidewalk, and on their side is this beautiful field of flowers. But as she's staring at this field, she begins to hear a buzzing sound. And she looks above her and she sees there's a bee over her head. This bee was an African killer bee, and it came down and began stinging her. And a whole swarm came over to Ellie, and they stung her over, and hundreds of times. And so Ellie, now she's thinking, I'm gonna die. It's
She got
whatever's
my
going on
girl
with me
or
the bee
whatever.
stings.
She got Macaulay Culkin.
But 3 more days go by.
No.
And she doesn't die. And in fact, she actually begins to feel better. For the first time in
man.
like 15 years. She's like, what's going on here? Well, it turns out right before Ellie got sick, she had gone out for a hike. And she had noticed she had this little mark on the inside of her thigh. She figured it was a bug bite, didn't think much of it, but it turned out she got bit by a tick that had Lyme disease. And when they bite you, they leave a very distinctive mark. It looks like a bullseye. And it stood out to her at the time that she had this kind of bullseye-looking mark on her leg, but she just didn't put it together. It would turn out she had Lyme disease. That was the thing that was affecting her for those 15 years.
Shit.
And she does some research about bee stings. And she discovered an obscure
dad's
study
got Lyme
done in the
disease.
1990s
Hey,
in
Father's Day.
Australia
Happy
about
Father's
the
Day, Dad.
toxin in African killer bees and its effects on Lyme disease patients. And they made this hypothesis that a certain
it's
amount
cool.
of bee
He's a
stings
crazy
from
old
African
Viking.
killer bees, in theory, could cure Lyme disease, but it was an unethical study, and they couldn't
Lives
do
in
it
the
because
woods.
it would involve swarming killer bees on a critically ill Lyme disease patient. But Ellie Lobel unintentionally conducted the experiment on herself, and it completely cured her Lyme disease. 100% healthy now. She tours the world talking about the positive effects of getting stung by bees.
Dude.
Crazy, right? There's this woman named Ellie Lobel. She came down
We
with
do
this
need a bat
mysterious
signal.
illness. Doctors didn't even know what the illness was.
I will say, Allie, I've got the Discord rolling. Again, hop in here. Let's. I know you were hosting a Father's Day thing, but let's stay on for a little bit longer. Anybody that used to be on the channel, I'm pretty sure I'm in the channel that anybody can just hop into. So, Discord link in the comments of this, or in the description of this video, and take it up. Take me up on that. Come in here. Say what's up. Say hello. But definitely, Allie, we can scheme. I don't mind. That's kind of what Echo Chamber's for. I think like where the most traffic for me happens in the world of live streaming nowadays is going to be TikTok, which, you know, I'm at the point I'm fine to be some kind of weird random fact, true crime automat if you just follow and click that heart or send me the little gifts, you know. Still listening, Farrell? Hell yeah. Well, thank you guys out there for like hanging out. It's just cool to see like a handful of you in here. I wasn't expecting anybody at all. I'm a pretty horrible like channel lead. I disappeared through an entire presidential term. You know, drop my TikTok. Oh shit. You know, I won't lie. I will in the description. I forgot that that's a thing. I'll just show it real quick.
She was just like fatigued for years.
Check it out.
The rest of the city
Check it out. I have a channel. Oh, we've been searching
or wherever
things, dude. We've been lost in the sauce today.
TikTok
dude.
choose this. So you asked
Picture
how
sound
to
filter.
get sound for your pic.
No, I'm good. It's at MURK Talk. This is me. Follow me, guys. Oh, I can't. I thought I could zoom in on some shit, but I can't. I post the random fact videos on there, Conspiracy Encyclopedia, which I think Conspiracy Encyclopedia is about to move to some kind of like a different format. I think I'm going to start like filming more things with my face and try to get back to where I was peak pandemic. But everybody's not stuck at home anymore, so it's not peak pandemic. Times in which I do things are different. We all work again, which kind of works to our benefit. I've got more budget for show because I'm doing actual gainful things. The world's not fucking shut down. Fingers crossed it stays this way. But it's so cool that you're still around too, Farrell. I miss Zimmy. Zimmy's still around my Instagram. On Instagram, I got a couple of profiles on Instagram. There's a personal one. If I know you personally, you probably already have it. If I don't know you personally, at MURK, _IG, MURK Instagram. Don't worry about the personal one if I haven't given it to you. Maybe you only get that if you're in the Discord and become my friend, you know? Okay. Let's go back to true crime. I've kind of been on the Diddy thing lately. Let's go back to Diddy World. We've been keeping up with the Diddy World. It's Father's Day,
And by yourself.
so I think we're probably caught up. I don't think we were in court today, were we? Let's just see. Diddy trial.
Jane believes Diddy's obsession with, quote, cuckold sessions was his way of living out his bisexual fantasies because he was too ashamed to physically go there with the men himself. Garagos then asks about an escort named Paul Arthur, who was a regular.
So, coming in hot here. That's a lot to think about. Yeah, if he's okay. Yeah, the kind of like testimony with this Diddy stuff where he's in another room and then Cassie comes in and they like they got a whole ting going on with the schmishmaculate of the male schmrossmishmoot. Gosh, I think I did it. I think I nailed that. I think I managed to censor myself, YouTube. Fucking man. All right.
Participant in the freak-offs. Paul was Diddy's fitness trainer, and Jane said she was fond of him because he was nice to her. She admitted that she affectionately called him and Diddy, quote, her boys.
Yeah, Jane said that Diddy called their threesome the perfect trifecta, and that they often role-played during their sessions as sports stars. She was Kobe Bryant, Diddy was Michael Jordan, and Paul was Shaquille O'Neal, or Shaq, as we all know him.
Jane believes Diddy's obsession with, quote, cuckold sessions was his way of living out his bisexual fantasies.
For one of them to be Shaq, dude. That's AI.
Breaking news from Manhattan. The trial of entertainment mogul Sean Diddy Combs took a stunning turn when actor Ben Affleck stepped forward as a key witness. According to court sources, Affleck presented evidence described as pivotal to the case, thrusting his ex-wife Jennifer Lopez into the heart of the investigation.
What's in Ben Affleck's testimony that's pushing Diddy to the brink of a death sentence and sent Jennifer Lopez fleeing in a panic on a private jet in the dead of
That's
night?
not real.
In a federal courtroom.
The top 3 most shocking Diddy updates I've heard this
What
week.
up, Allie? I
Diddy
see
might
you on
actually
TikTok.
get removed from
Boom.
the courtroom of his own trial. And this is because he's been trying to interact with the jury. And there have been 2 separate occasions where he looks at someone and he mouths, "I know you." And the judge even said to him at one point, he said, quote, "There are..."
He didn't just say that to somebody. He said that to Rotten Mango. You guys follow Rotten Mango? You should all check out Rotten Mango. If you watch me, you, I'm sure are aware of Rotten Mango. If you're a wine mom, you definitely are. Shout out my wine moms. What we drinking tonight, wine moms? We got Barefoot. What we got? What kind of wine we got? Let me know, mommy. All right. Back to this. But she's referring to Rotten Mango, which is scary as hell, because she gets the most views covering this trial, and I feel really bad for her.
Not to be any facial expressions or any attempts to influence the jury whatsoever. I could not have been more clear. And then he saw Diddy nodding vigorously to a line of questions, like a headbanger nod. And this nonsense was going on while they were cross-examining one of Cassie's friends. And they were trying to claim that Diddy wasn't even in town when he was doing the abuse. And Diddy was still like messing around, not taking things seriously, and the judge threatened to remove him from the courtroom. Number 2, the judge has signed a warrant for Ellen DeGeneres, allegedly, and she is connected to a recording from the Twitch case. This is still developing, but it sounds like it's happening fast. And number 1, the craziest thing I have heard this week, and this is heartbreaking, I will say. One report alleged that Diddy's victims were paddling out into the ocean during a storm, like just trying to escape him. And witnesses claim that they saw him on the beach, pacing back and forth like a tiger. I'll keep you updated as I hear more. And you can come over here for more freaky. The top 3 most shocking...
Well, this is the look on all the celebs' face today after finding out that a very famous rapper's name was kept secret in the Diddy trial today. Yeah, that's right. I'm sure Jay-Z is giving a big thumbs up.
Yeah.
I'm sure Jenny from the Block is somewhere
It
whooping
could be
it up as
so
well,
many
because
rappers.
today, when
It
a
could be
witness
so many
mentioned
artists.
a very famous rapper who was involved in a Las Vegas incident, the judge blocked this name from being shared after the prosecution pushed for this name to be hidden. The weird thing is that Diddy's team is the one who actually wanted this famous rapper's name outed, but Maureen Comey, who is working for the prosecution, basically the government is the one who wants to keep these names hidden. And Maureen Comey is the same person who was involved with the Ghislaine Maxwell trial involving the Jeffrey Epstein files, and she also pushed to keep those names redacted to hide and potentially protect some of those names that were in those documents. Well, the same thing is happening in this trial. Just like they won't give us the Epstein file, they're also saying you don't get to know the whole story here either.
Crazy little girl.
Interesting enough, now he's not a rapper, but Mr. P. Diddy's friend Ashton Kutcher has been awfully quiet lately. Does anybody know where Mr. Kutcher is?
Coming to the after party tonight.
Yeah. Because somebody please explain to me why he can go in front of Congress and start a whole organization and talk to the government about how against trafficking he is and how much he hates it. But then, when it's his good buddy of many years that's on trial for that same exact thing, crickets. Absolute silence from Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, and I'm sure that if they could write a character letter for P. Diddy, they probably would. And honestly, I shouldn't say if they could, I should say if they had to, because what did Danny Masterson know about them that they had to write those character letters for him during his trial? And what does Diddy know about him that he's not coming forward and saying anything about how this is wrong? Really makes me wonder what he may be hiding here. Anybody else? Anyway, it does make you wonder, whose names do you think are being withdrawn? Who was he around a lot? Who was named in other lawsuits pertaining to him? I don't know, just makes you wonder. Well, this is the look on.
Just stepped out of the courtroom, and moments ago,
Oh, solid reporter voice. Great look, got the tiny mic, yes.
juror number 6 on the Diddy trial was kicked off the jury, with the judge saying there's reason to believe that he intentionally deceived the court so that he could get on the jury. Now, the issue over juror number 6 has been looming all week, and it all started with an offhand comment he made about living in New Jersey. So juror number 6 is a black man who's 41 years old and from the Bronx. Or so he said. During voir dire, he told the court that he lives with his girlfriend and his daughter in an apartment in the Bronx. But then last week, he said that he moved to New Jersey to live with his girlfriend. It may not be permanent, but he spends most of his time there. So then the court started looking into it to see if he even qualified to be a juror in a New York City trial. But then he changed the story and said, no, I still have my New York City apartment and I stay there at least 4 to 5 days a week. He was then asked where his daughter lives, and he said, well, she was born in New Jersey, she lives in New Jersey. Asked about his Bronx apartment, he said he lives there with his aunt. So as the judge was addressing this issue, he noted several inconsistencies in his statement. So then the judge said, where does this leave us? And when I tell you in the courtroom, everyone was on pins and needles. The judge said this can come down to 2 things. Either this juror can't follow simple instructions, or he's intentionally deceiving the court. The judge said this brings up serious issues about his candor or his ability to follow the court's instructions. And then the judge went on to explain, this is exactly why we have alternates. At this point, Diddy is just shaking his head no. And that's when the judge says this juror will not be returning on Monday. Diddy is upset. He slightly tosses his arms up and adjusts himself in the chair. Now Diddy's attorney, Xavier Donaldson, stands up and said in a very polite way, Judge, I have no idea what you're talking about. There are plenty of people in New York City who go back and forth between New Jersey and New York to see significant others. He said at the very least, let him come out and explain. He went on to say that this juror has sacrificed a great deal. He's here every day, on time, for weeks, taking notes. And then he threw shade. He said, this one is attentive. I can't say that for all of them. And then Xavier Donaldson, who is black, said, there is something I have to say, something I am obligated to say. In my 25 years practicing here in the Southern District, I have never seen a jury this diverse. He said this is proof that we are moving in the right direction and that actually since 1990, we've been moving backwards. He said clearly this man is competent. He can read, he can write, he has a good job. This is not a good look. At this point, Diddy is nodding in agreement, and then Xavier Donaldson says, I don't like to play the race card unless I have it in my hand. I'm not saying I'm playing it now, but the facts are the facts.
Not
and
saying I'm
lead
playing
attorney,
it
Mark
now.
Agnifilo stands up. Said,
But
I
I'm
just want to
playing
say
it
for
now.
the record that there is a difference between principal jurors and alternates. Then Brian Steele stands up and says, I just want to say that this information has been known since the jury selection process, and it's funny how now that jurors have been making faces and reacting, does it become a problem? I don't know about all that because remember, it was an offhanded comment that this juror made last week that sparked all of this. And now one of the prosecutors is responding to Donaldson, saying that he is suggesting that we make this decision based on race. And I will say that this juror did put in the work, that he has been paying attention, but so have the alternates. The judge is very calm. He tells them, listen, I hear you. And then says, if this juror said, listen, I go back and forth between New York and New Jersey, it would be all good. He said all of these questions are pretty straightforward, unless he wanted to be on the jury. He says if I keep him, there will be a perception that the jury is tainted. Now remember I told you Diddy is an unofficial member of his own defense team. Well, he is writing on these blue sticky notes, handing it to his attorneys. And when he sees that the judge is not budging, he takes off his glasses and then just slowly shakes his head. At one point, I thought he was gonna stand up, but he was just handing more sticky notes off. Now, it doesn't seem like the judge is gonna change his mind, but he said, if anything changes, I will let you guys know. And then Diddy turns to his family. His sons Justin and Christian were there, and his mom. But usually in court, particularly in the afternoon, Justin and Christian are in their own world. They bring a notebook and they are passing notes back and forth. But today I noticed, especially during that part, they were attentive, even leaning in. So Diddy mouths something to them, but he doesn't look defeated. He just looks like, man. Clearly, this is a big blow to the defense. To put it into context, juror number 6 is one of 8 men on the jury and one of 2 black men. Just stepped out of the courtroom, and moments ago...
Damn. Yeah. So, I bet Diddy's upset about losing that. Okay. I say we take a quick break. I'm going to hang out in the Discord. We're going to move to the TikTok after party, kind of long stream. We're going to see if we can't get some more TikTok followers. I think we just hit 106, trying to get to 200. Let's roll. Let's do this, guys. Be sure to check out all of the new records I have coming out. They're all on the homepage of the YouTube channel under the releases section. The Return, it's 3 tracks. It's my most recent release. Please check it out. It would mean the world to me. It might not be the lo-fi, subdued lizard person jams that you're expecting, but I still think it's probably the most listenable music I've made in a very long time. Next to Witch Milk, which also check out Witch Milk if you're into something a little more rocky. If you want to hear me play rock and roll guitar with my bros, check out Witch Milk. That's Witch Milk, one word. Just anywhere. Also all on all platforms. All right. Let's roll out of here, guys. I appreciate you all to death. You're all the best. And I hope you all have a good day. I hope you all had a good Father's Day. I hope all of your fathers are doing good. I tell your dad I said hi. I'm going to kiss your dad. Tell your dad that. And see you guys soon, man. See you guys on TikTok here in a minute if you're cool. If you're cool enough to show up. Shh. If that's your thing, dude. If that's your thing. If you're cool enough to come to my TikTok after party. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.
No one can touch me except